My name is... I'm about kicking ass, I'm about taking names, and we're about making games.
The Legendary Titans.
So, okay, Regidrago represents the modern Electric Age, but what on earth does Regidrago represent? Some have suggested that it's supposed to be the Dark Ages or medieval times, pre-modern but still within recorded history, when dragons existed across heraldry, statues and storytelling. I prefer to think it represents the Heroic Age, the Age of Myth. While various cultures like ancient Greece and Japan recorded their history meticulously, they also had innumerable stories before the start of recorded history. These are the times of myth, where gods and dragons are accepted fact, and from which we have to use a little imagination and critical eye to extract the nuggets of historical truth. The gods of Asgard fight and join another pantheon of nature gods. Is this a vague recollection of the Norse society meeting and absorbing a Celtic culture? With purely oral histories, it's very difficult to divide fact and myth, and that's why you get these heroic ages. Most cultures have a mythical figure, from Heracles and Achilles to King Arthur of the Britons or Emperor Jimmu of Japan. It makes sense to imagine that they are an amalgamation of various war chiefs who united the lands, whose legends were collated and embellished to make a pseudo-historical archetype. Pokemon Sword and Shield even explored this idea, with the single hero equipped with Sword and Shield eventually being revealed to be not one, but two people, accompanied by two legendary Pokemon. But where's the fun in that? Isn't it far more romantic to imagine that these brave, strong, exceptional specimens actually existed? And even if I can never really achieve it, it's empowering to try and step in those mythical footsteps.
Dracarys.
I'm Luke Summerhaze, and I love Regidrago. The official name for this group of Pokemon is the Legendary Titans. These days, the word Titan just means a giant humanoid being, as seen in the anime Attack on Titan. But the original Titans were a pantheon of gods in Greek myths. In the likes of Disney's Hercules and the God of War games, the Titans are nothing more than big monstrous beasties, but this doesn't do justice to the original myths. The Titans were the parents of the Olympian gods we know, Zeus and Hera and Apollo and Athena and so on. While these are the gods of human concepts like hunting and love, or specific phenomena like lightning, the Titans were the gods of the very physical universe itself, the heavens above and the earth below, time and space in every direction. While there are Pokemon based on other animals and spirits from mythology, these embodiments of the earth, ice and stone are perhaps closer to the genuine mythical Titans. As close as we'll get for another generation or so anyway. Regidrago is an odd one among the Titans, being formed of a spherical body with the upper and lower jaws of a big Charizard-like dragon head forming its arms. Pokemon Sword tells us, an academic theory proposes that Regidrago's arms were once the head of an ancient dragon Pokemon. The theory remains unproven. The little flavor text on Pokemon's official website in the run-up to the release of the Crown Tundra gave extra facts, telling us that Regigigas made Regidrago out of crystallized dragon energy, but ran out of the raw material after completing only the head. It would have been cool to see the full dragon as a Gigantamax form, especially as crystallized dragon energy does seem like it could be referring to Galar's Dynamax crystals. If so, this would mean both Galar Titans exist to slightly expand the game's story and paper over little plot holes. Pokemon Shield tells us, its body is composed of crystallized dragon energy. Regidrago is said to have the powers of every dragon Pokemon. This theoretical complete form would have been really something. The name, Regidrago, combines regal, which is king-like, with dragon. All 5 Titans combine regal, Regi, with some element, but this one would have been a true king. As it is, with only a head, Regidrago is pretty powerful. Its ability ups the power of Dragon-type moves, which already had a same-type bonus, pushing them beyond the strength even of super effective moves. Overall though, Regidrago doesn't have any one stat as useful as the high defense, special defense, HP or speed of the other Titans made use of. And it doesn't quite fit in. Rock, ice, steel, those are the building blocks of the physical earth. Electricity, I guess that's what powers the modern world. But dragon energy? It seems a little out of place when you put it in the context of the real world, but maybe it makes sense in the Pokemon world, where magical creatures, ghosts, psychics, and, dragons, are knocking about everywhere. I've enjoyed this little deep dive into the folkloric and historical elements which inspired the legendary Titans, and we have even more interesting legendaries and mythicals coming up. After the end of Hoenn, there will be a few episodes about the Hisuian forms and new evolutions of Pokemon that have already been covered, and then we'll be into Sinnoh proper. Gen 4 confirmed. I may also double dip the same way I did with Gen 8, when Gen 9 launches. And thinking about that makes me realise this show is about to turn 4 years old, which is pretty shocking. Thanks to all of you listening, and whether you've been here all along or you just found the podcast, I want to say thanks, and that I love you. Music for Luke Loves Pokemon is composed by Jonathan Cromie. Artwork was drawn by Katie Groves. Writing and producing and editing is all by me, Luke Summerhaze. Funding is provided by lovely listeners over at patreon.com/podcastio podcastius. For just $1 a month, you can help support the show and also listen to content early. And even if you don't want to help out, you should swing by that website for convenient links to the podcasts my pals and I create. I love it when listeners get in touch. After Regi Week, we'll be talking about Latios and Latias. Let me know your thoughts and feelings about those or whatever Pokemon you love. And even if you don't feel like doing any of that, thank you so much just for listening. I love Regidrago. And remember, I love you too.